I have been talking about this for many years, the U.S. investing millions of dollars over the years, not only building up the political opposition here in Thailand, but an entire network to support them and to grow in parallel to the sovereign institutions in Thailand and eventually displace them. And I'm talking about taking over the media, the information space, working its way into the education system, and essentially creating an electorate that will consistently vote in favor of U.S. interests at the cost of the best interests of Thailand. And it's a very similar situation to the political capture we see all over Europe collectively. And we see where that has ultimately led, this proxy war with Russia through Ukraine, and Europe sacrificing itself politically and economically for that proxy war. The U.S. is pursuing a very similar process here in Asia versus China, and Thailand is just one of many nations in the region that faces political subversion sponsored by the U.S. and has manifested itself in this most recent general election. The U.S.-backed opposition has gotten the most votes, and they're poised to form the next government. And so we're just awaiting probably a cycle of instability and perhaps even violence following this. As progressive, they're pro-Western, they're overtly anti-China, they control the media here in Thailand, and so they just translate the Western mainstream media into Thai and bombard the Thai population with these messages, poisoning the Thai people against obviously Russia and any other enemy of the West, but specifically China, trying to convince Thai people that their largest trade partner, investor, source of tourism, infrastructure partner is actually bad, and that Thailand should pivot away from China and work more closely with the United States and Europe. But they never explain work with the US and Europe in what regards. There is nothing that the US and Europe can offer as an alternative to the large and growing cooperation Thailand has with China. They've put, before even getting into power, they were putting protesters in the streets to protest against Sinovac and demanding that the government buy Pfizer and Moderna. I mean, it was that transparent. They've also not only opposed the Thai-Chinese high-speed rail link, which is already under construction, they've gone up and down the route that it's being built, and encouraging villagers to try to obstruct its construction using all kinds of legal means. And they oppose military cooperation with China and the procurement of military arms from China. But when Thailand is buying anything from the United States, they're suspiciously quiet. So it really is a very transparently pro-West and specifically pro-US proxy. The National Endowment for Democracy has built up a massive network in parallel with this opposition party to support them, to build up public support for them, to help get protests into the streets when they need to coerce the establishment and the rest of the Thai population. And it's very similar to what we've seen elsewhere in Eastern Europe, in Ukraine, and even in countries across the region here, in Myanmar, in Malaysia, and the Philippines.